Okay. Um, First of all, I just want to say thank you, God, uh, because I just need to be thankful that I did not end up living a life with such a degrading life and delude myself that it's something else but that. The reality yesterday, when I'm in bed, they come out, they say the horrible things that's going to happen to me. And they're like, no, you're going to be an example. You're going And I'm listening to, there's been pure indication that these entities running this program have issues. And those issues is what they project that on us. And there was like, this guy tell me all these horrible things. And I'm listening to this piece about this bill that passed in 2019. And this bill is supposed to limit the amount of child porn these governmental entities are downloading using their Department of Defense devices. It was so bad that, the Child Protective Services ranked them as 19th out of 2,900 network in the United States of having the most child porn traffic. This is horrible. But the crazy part is, in this piece, they talk about like this issue so normalized in a sense that the journalists were talking about, this bill is supposed to, bring up people to kind of make sure that this nastiness is not downloading using government devices. The crazy part is, when you think about it, if we're talking about just the government devices, what do you think the private computers look like? If there's such an issue with child porn being downloaded with the devices the government, the Pentagon is giving them, just imagine those who aren't even using those computers, but using their private computers. Let me give you an example. For example, just regular porn. Imagine that there is a problem with people that you work for or you work with. The employees there are downloading regular porn on their work computers. That'd be insane. Now imagine those who download porn on their private computers. Now just change that into the pedophilia things, the child porn. If there's that much issue with DoD employees downloading child porn using DoD devices, what does it mean for those who actually download child porn on their private computers? It's disturbing. So the problem is not even just the issue of downloading child porn, but why is there so many pedophiles in these agencies? Those are high level positions. We're not talking about just like this bill is supposed to stop people from using the devices given to them to download child porn, because that alone shows a huge issue to the point of being ranked at such a top tier level in trafficking child porn. It doesn't take a genius to figure out, oh my gosh, so what happened? What about their private computers? So the problem wouldn't be, the bill should not be about just stopping people downloading child porn using the government devices, but stopping pedophiles from being hired. Because that bill is not stopping pedophiles to get hired in these governmental entities. It's just stop them from using the government computers that given to them, and basically saying, if you're going to do that on your own computers. It's ridiculous. That is it's when you it's just, can you imagine the level of pedophilia ongoing in these entities? Because it's such a problem already with the Pentagon devices given to them being downloading child porn using these devices, to the point where Child Protective Services is ranking this network from the Department of Defense. When we look at all the United States networks, this one specifically continuously ranks at the top of the list for the amount of child porn. That's just looking at just the one, the people using those network and those devices. It's ridiculous. So I'm listening to this guy now. You're paying, and now of course I know who's running the show. This manipulation, all the, of course I know it's not some next door neighbor who's doing. What's happening to my body is not because this genius guy is creating this weapon. He's using this Department of Defense technology, and I'm a test subject. And the reality is, the people he works for actually have a problem with pedophilia, and the way they manipulate us is in pedophilia ways that they manipulate people, and this is projecting basically the reality they're in. But I understand why they do this pedophilia type of torture. This is just it helps you maintain reality. It helps you keep things back in perspective. Because these people are children, they make you experience these things, and they act accordingly. Not only they act accordingly, they tell you all the horrible things you're gonna experience to help you to make you identify with these manipulations. You understand? It's a lot of acting, a lot of gimmicky, character created. Oh, you feel like, oh, you're killing the whole rape, he's going to torture you. And they find ways to disorient you and try to make you identify with these manipulations. So this trash outside I'm hearing, or at least it sounds like it's outside. It sounds like there's somebody at the balcony yelling something. It's not always the case, but sometimes it sounds like that. They can confuse you in regard of where these voices are coming from. It's part of this like disorienting mind games they play. They're making me think, and I've made this video, and the thing is now, they just go back into the things they played with before, but with time, it's getting worse for me, right? So my memories are even more ravaged than before. And at this point, you've figured out that memory manipulation is big. It's how they try to get you to accept what's happening to you today. And so they change the memories, and you'll never have your real memories, because that's how they break you down. One memory I've talked about, and I made a video about it, a whole video about it, but they're going to go back to it, and maybe they're going to come back even when it's even worse, is when I was, like, so I made it clear, what they do in memories now, they go into a place, or they go into memories, they have accessibility to memories, and they have the ability to manipulate memories. They can not only read memories, but they can write memories, meaning they can edit memories. And this is something they've been doing with me all the time to change the notion of me, right? They're so nasty. And what they do is look wherever there's kids, little girls, and change my memories to have a sensation, a stimulation, and reaction that wasn't there. It's so disgusting, but that's what they do. And so, for example, this is one of many, many, many. I remember I was in college. I was with some girl that I used to be with. We had a fling, right? She came to see me. She's from another country. Actually, her brother used to date my sister, and that. So we had a connection there. And so finally we see each other, and she's from a different country. She's a foreigner, and we had a thing, right? And she had a niece who's like 6, 7-ish, very talkative little girl, very adorable girl. And I remember when I was they used to Skype, and she used to like to talk. Didn't she say all this kind of in this foreign language? And then when I got on camera, she got shy. She didn't know what to say. And then the girl I have a fling with say, oh, she likes you. She probably had a crush on me. And so I'm like, oh, hey. And she just like shy. Very wholesome, very adorable. Now in my head, they make me have sensation and stimulation. Like a weird feeling. Now this is a very pretty girl, pretty little girl. But they give me a feeling of like a stimulation that they can make me have today. That's not sexual, but like a feeling of like appealness, like the way I would look at a woman, not like the way you look at a little girl. Oh, and they're like, oh, you're attracted. Oh, and put that in my brain and changing that way. When the reality was like, oh, look at her, she's a crush. Like when little kids have crush on you, and they're like, and they'll get all shy, it's like, hi. And she was like, And the girl next to me is like, oh, she has a crush on you. She likes you. And I look at her, she get all shy. And I'm like, hey. And she doesn't want to talk anymore because she has this like crush. And I'm like, wow. Now my memories are changed to have this sensation stimulation. And they want me to identify with this manipulation. They give me this weird feeling. It feels like my brain got like a brain chemical just released. I don't know how to describe that, but that's how they do. And so they try to gauge it to the right way so it doesn't feel too forced. And then they try to make me accept this manipulation. And it's crazy. Then they have this like illogical, irrational, like nonsensicalness of like way they want me to accept this. Because later on, when I became a target individual, people that used to be okay with me, friends and family, changed, acted differently. And this same girl, years later, 2 or 3 years later, I see her, and she acts so like they all at that time I didn't understand what was happening. They were all being rude to me. They were being acting different, and that was because I was already put in the program. I've been in the program for a long time, but I didn't know. I think everything came to me. I think 2018, that's when I knew something was happening. But I believe I was in since 2014, 2015. But they were acting all weird, even my family. And they're like, no, BC, you know what? Because they saw this moment there where they saw the feels like trash ass. Now, I don't think it's true, but either way, what they would have seen, if they were seeing things normally, they would see just me looking at this kid like a kid who has a crush on me, just a baby. But they won't be like, no, you see, we didn't change. You see, that's what she was acting. It's like trash. Because what happens? Your family, your friends, they all told bad things about you. Apparently, that's what it seems like. It seems like that there's a defamation campaign happening. So people that you used to be close to, family, friends, and all that, start seeing you in different lights. And this is commonly heard. You hear family member involving themselves in that. You hear friends, and so that's what's happening, right? Now, this specific moment, manipulating this way, I don't know, but this moment now in my mind, in my memories, has been manipulated to be experienced in these disgusting ways. This is another memory manipulation that they've been playing with. It's disgusting, and that's what they're gonna do. Like I said in this memory manipulation, they're trying to make me accept this personality. And so they're going to go into whatever memory they can manipulate and change that to have different sensation stimulations. And then make me accept this by any logic they can. Right? In this memory manipulation, they're like, no, you see why they were acting so mean is because they saw it was like, okay, it's not because of the defamation that you guys usually do to people, right? We know that family members start distancing themselves from the target individual, start saying things, negative things, start saying crazy things. That doesn't happen. So you gotta see things for what they are. They are falsifying memories. They're gonna look for another memory. This is something they've done before. I think that the first time was about 4 or 5 months ago. Try to change that memory. And they're going to continuously look for other things or go back to what they did to me before and then try to add to it. So for me, I just want to say thank you, God, because I'm able to see things for what they are. I know my mind is going to go into the stupidity of logic that they want me to have, and I will never identify with this. It's unfortunate that I'll never be myself again. I could never be able to see a little child, a little girl, without them manipulating me in a sexual way. Matter of fact, even my memories are being manipulated, and be able to be, hey, and this kid be like, oh, now we'll have some stimulation. And what they make me experience in my memories or make me experience today is what I'm going to experience now. But that's their job, because they're supposed to paint a false reality. So what they do is they look, okay, oh, little girls, let's look at memories where it has little girls, there's little girls in there. We're going to put the stimulation there. and try to make him accept this, because what they've been trying to do is my childhood, try to change my childhood memories. Like, okay, but this is an adulthood. It's me like 22 years old or something like that. So, yeah, 22 or so. So, that's what they want to try to change, instead of my childhood where you just like what you just. So you got to be strong. You got to understand things that are no longer. You're never going to be yourself anymore. And these are people who tell you you're going to be framed in a pedophilia way. So you understand this is the kind of manipulation they're going to make you experience. Everything is consistent with them. They work for governmental entities that have pedophilia issues. They do this pedophilia type of torture. They frame you in the pedophilia ways. This is what they do. So to all my target individual, find yourself dignified. You could be living like them. You've seen the kind of special people they use. The question is not who's able to do this. It's who's not going to be able to do this. It doesn't take genius. It doesn't take bravery. It doesn't take honor. It doesn't take dignity. Matter of fact, you have to lose all of that to partake in this and be self-disrespectful. Meaning that you have to look at yourself like, I don't care. I'm going to embarrass myself because I want him to accept this false reality. And I'm not identifying with this. As you obviously, I make videos about it to make it clear that when they try to play this acting gig, you're going to look stupid. Trust me. I'm not identifying. And I know you want to gaslight me into accepting these false memories. So my target individuals, stay strong.